Diminishing Boxes by Matt Giwer. This is a video art program for the Bally Arcade. It was published in the June 1980 issue on page 73 of the Arcadian newsletter. This program was published without any comments or instructions, although Paul Thacker wrote this when he archived it. He says, "This is a typical art program for the Bally Arcade. It draws closely spaced boxes that are pretty large at first, then move in to a small box at the center of the screen. Then it starts again, drawing slightly displaced boxes over top of the old ones. If a pixel is drawn over, it gets erased. So you end up with a lot of different patterns. While I'm sure you get the basic idea, with programs like this, a video would definitely be worth 1,000 words." Well, that's what this overview is about. There's not much of an overview here. The program's really short, but of course, since I enjoy looking into these programs, here's a short overview, very short indeed. After the program runs, though, you'll get to see the basic listing. So this was published, as I've already said, in the June 23rd issue of the Arcadian. It was on page 73. The program was published at the bottom of the page. It was very short, and it was broken up into 2 columns, and in fact the third column is an even shorter program that's only 5 lines long by Tom Johnson, which just says the Arcadian. I'm not sure what else that does. So here's a close-up of Diminishing Boxes, and the program, it's really only about 15 or 16 lines long, and you get some pretty fantastic effects. It's one of the reasons I like video art in the Astrocade. You get a lot of bang for your buck. This is the original submission letter that was sent off to Bob Fabris. It includes some listings for programs such as Morse Code, Life 4, the I Ching, this Diminishing Boxes program, Spiral 1 and Spiral 2. Of note here is that only a couple of these programs were actually ever published and released, and only a few of them are available on Bally Alley in any kind of form that can be loaded. And the version that we'll be using here of Diminishing Boxes is actually the Bally Basic program. If this was resaved and run in Astrobasic, it would run a little faster. I'm not sure if you'd see much of a difference, but it would be, something worth looking into. Something, if you look here, that I enjoy seeing is that this was typed on a typewriter, and so there's X's out through some of the mistakes, and there was no whiteout here. Some of the words have been fixed by writing in the correct spelling, things like that. It kind of goes to show this was 39 years ago. This letter was written a long time ago, and a lot has changed with the use of word processing. One of them is that back then people used to care about if there were errors, so they would fix them. Nowadays they just appear in your text message and in your emails and stuff like that. If you note here, one of the things that is mentioned by Matt is that he says he also has a stolen tic-tac-toe game, and by that I'm guessing he means that he found it from another computer on another source in BASIC, and he transferred it to work on the Astrocade. And he says if you're interested in running it, it can't be beaten, so kids lose interest, which is pretty neat. So that's about it. You've already seen a couple of screenshots, and as Paul Thacker mentioned in his little note about the game, this program looks much better when actually seen in person, in a video. If you run this program, you'll get similar results to this. As always, I encourage you to run the program on real hardware if you can. And this one is short enough that if you have the Astrocade emulator, you might as well just type it in and try it out. And you can see what it looks like under emulation. It'll look pretty good. Try typing it in under Astrobasic and see your results. Enjoy the program.